7 minutes late.
Hello.
We're on Mexican time, and I can say that because I am Mexican.
Well, happy Saturday.
Yeah.
And Vera, this is going to be an interesting, many different topics today, actually.
It's going to be like a smorgasbordy.
Yeah, so we're glad that you are here.
I'm glad you have it a little bit higher so you don't see the fat gut.
Oh,
No, seriously.
Come on now.
I'm just being truthful.
No.
I mean, I live in reality. Let's just put it that way.
So
Sometimes.
We just want to remind you all that all the past lives, the angels, everything we talk about, you can find it at soulsenlightenment.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have the Evening with Angus coming up.
In May, and it's about anxiety.
And depression.
Post-traumatic stress.
Mm-hmm. And what else? I know there is a very cool podcast that we did. Well, I like all our podcasts.
Of course.
But we do them every week and we put them on our website. So this week's podcast was on Ouija boards and protection.
Right.
So you can check that out at our website.
And we're not promoting Ouija boards. It's just,
no.
You know.
It's more so the protection side.
Yeah, because people are going to play with them no matter what we say.
Yeah, it was answering a viewer's question.
Namaste, Guru. Hi.
Okay. So I just wanted to say, and this is really cool.
Okay.
Because it's kind of going back in our archives a little.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on an Oprah Winfrey episode we did, where you talked about a past life. And I remember, because it was the one that she shared with her friend Gail.
Uh-huh.
And I remember in the past life that you got for her, you were saying that she got pregnant when she was very, very young in that life.
Right.
And
in
her
past life.
And in the past life, and her father had kicked her out, and Gail found her, I think, on the road or something.
Oh.
Or she left, but I'm pretty sure the father had kicked her out in this past life. And Gail found her and helped her. And in this life, it was like Oprah was helping her.
Oh, right,
and
right.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just so amazed because I don't know about you, but I personally did not know that this happened to her in this life too.
I didn't know that.
I know. We had a viewer and...
I know. Thank you for sharing.
I know. I'm trying to remember what their name was right now.
Diana.
I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. But we had a fabulous friend who out there who put down that, I think it was Ask Source, actually, now I just remembered. And they said that in this life...
Well, you have a good memory.
Yeah, in this life, that happened to her when she was 14 years old, that she got pregnant and her father had kicked her out. I just was amazed. So anyway, I just wanted to say that because hats off to you.
Yeah, but I looked it up after we read that, and I believe the person that wrote in said that she had a baby by her cousin, and it wasn't her cousin.
Right.
The cousin was the first one that had raped her, but then she got pregnant when she was 13, I guess.
Right.
Because she had the baby at 14. I mean, I know it doesn't take a whole year, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what you mean. Okay, and then I also wanted to touch on...
And the baby died.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
I also wanted to touch on a really awesome comment from Nana Rose.
Oh,
and I thought this was really cool because it's a great example of how past life knowledge and this spiritual philosophy helps to bring us understanding that helps us in this life, like for healing. Because like emotional healing when we're carrying, say, guilt. Because she had a great comment, I thought, that was an example of that. And I wanted to read it for everybody real fast. Okay? She says, wow, wow, wow. I can't thank you enough for the podcast. My family all says thank you. For the past life, my granddaughter suits her so well and she is very willful at age 7 years. The lung condition that I and 2 of my sons made me cry as they both are so loving toward me and each other. I do have 2 daughters that were both born with defects, part of a syndrome. Out of my 5 children in total, only 1 was born in a complete normal, state, I guess is what
whatever
she meant.
normal is.
Right. understanding about it all is a great gift. Thank you a million times, as I do blame myself for their difficulties.
And I hope I did blame myself.
I
Because,
know. That's the part that, like, it really stood out to me.
And that's why I love past lives and the information that you get from them, so you understand what's going on in this lifetime.
Exactly. I mean, the philosophy.
That's exactly what I've been wanting to do.
Yes, because it's like, okay, it makes sense, and then she can release the guilt, like it's her fault that they had defects.
We all
it's
have
not
charts.
Her fault.
We all have charts that we have to go through, and you guys all wrote that in together.
Exactly. So I just really wanted to share.
Yeah. That was very sweet.
Cool.
Thank you, Nana Rose.
Yes, and okay, so maybe
Hi, Linvy. Hi,
we
Sammy.
will jump in to one of our questions.
Knowledge is power. I do say that.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, so we have another question from IAmAlishaYvonne.
Do you have a question?
And I'm going to go ahead and read it.
He has a
He
question.
wants attention. Okay. How do we know when our guardian angels are with us, and what do they help us with? Okay, I'm glad you asked. Because this beautiful angel that's right over here on Vera's shoulder is my interpretation.
Angel on my shoulder, my right shoulder.
Of a guardian angel. And what our guardian angel helps us with. Well, actually, I should answer the first part of their question.
Yes.
How do we know when our guardian angel is with us? Okay. There's many different ways. A little tail.
He caught fire yesterday.
Yeah, he was walking over
Well, not
the
caught
desk,
fire.
and we have a candle that is right here.
And he
in
was
his little
standing
underbelly.
over it.
And he just wants to be, I don't know, right
Ricky,
here.
stay here.
And, okay, so how you know your angel is with you, there's different ways. One way is they infuse us. And, and sometimes when we're getting, infusion is like when we might think it's our own thoughts, but it's actually ideas or thoughts that are coming from our angels. And a lot of times too, our ears might ring. So you might hear ringing or buzzing in your ears. You might even hear things like a creak in the room or a candle will
hear
flicker.
that all night.
Yeah. Well, you should hear that. Tell them the story later about last night. Okay, so a candle will flicker, a light will even flicker.
The refrigerator goes on and off.
You might find a feather. You might even find a coin. It's like you're right on the money, but it could also be right, from your angel. So you can ask your angel to give you a sign in these different ways. But I also really wanted to tell IAmAlishaYvonne that your guardian angel is always with you. I mean, we are the ones that need the reminders, especially when we're going through things, right? But they are always with you. And that is the purpose of this angel that's looking so intensely, is because it's supposed to captivate how their gaze is fixated on you at all times. So every little grimace you make when you're, everything, you're sad, these thoughts come through your mind, they're always watching you, and then they're constantly infusing you and surrounding you with love to help you. And then I also wanted to say that when they had asked, what do they do to help us? Well, your guardian angel.
Let us count the ways.
Exactly.
There's a lot.
Their specific purpose is protection, and it's actually because their function is fear. What they're protecting you from is fear. And I think that this is really amazing, because when we write our life chart, like you just said, we are going to go through these things, these different life experiences and lessons. But can you imagine how much better off we are going to be if we're not afraid? I mean, what? So like, let's say we hurt ourselves, and we have a serious injury that we're going to have to live with for the rest of our life. Just an example, right? And if we were able to face our future knowing that we have this injury and not be afraid, instead of the despair or whatever, that could grip us, it is huge. And when Angus described it before through Vera, he was saying it makes for a less bumpier road.
Right. Depending though, some people need to learn the hard way. I've said that 1,000 times.
I picture this bumpy wagon over the road.
We can know, and then it's still like, oh, let me make sure I learn it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, Sammy. Oh, she likes that angel. But yeah, so some of our friends, like Roxanne, saying her ears are always ringing. So yeah, it's just a great little way to tell us that they're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
A great question too.
Awesome question. Now, Vera, what we really want to all know is whose birthmark are you going to do today?
Oh, well, let's see.
Hopefully we don't have a burnt kitty
I know.
by the end of this show.
I know we're going, do you smell burnt hair?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have, the first one I have is Mel. And the question is...
This one right here?
No, Mel.
Okay, let's go find Mel. There it is. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. I have an upside down kind of turning to the left heart on my right thigh. Any meaning?
Yeah. You lost your leg in a war. And it was, what was the war before World War I? I'm so bad with history. I know, I say that all the time.
It's not the Korean War. It's
whatever you guys, I'm sure you guys will tell me.
Yeah, because I'm not very good.
Yeah,
either.
it was the war before, there's been so many wars, but it was before World War I, whatever was that. And Mel, I don't know if you're male or female, but you were male in that lifetime. You lost your leg in the war, and you have that reminder of that birthmark because you did not let it get you down. I mean, you lost your leg from the, like above the knee, but was able to, you had your own business. You had your own, like, building houses or something with construction. You did something to, that you had to go up and down stuff.
Contractor
kind of stuff.
Wow.
And did not, I mean, you were good at your craft. You were on time. I mean, you were the owner, and you had somebody else that helped you, but it was just you two. It was just two people. And he was amazing. He never let it get him down. He never, I mean, sure, you had days, we all have days where, you know, it's like we don't know if we're going to go up or down or right or left. But yeah, it was just, you had this grit, and it's to remind you of that grit.
See, and that's the strength that we're talking about, is being able to do it and not let what happened to, in that life, him, just let him just take him down.
Yeah. And in the war, I mean, you saved so many people. That's why you saved most of your, I guess, what do you call them? Troop?
Yeah.
And then you, that's how you lost your leg. That's how it was, something hit you, but it gangrened, and, you know, because back then, So, but yeah, you were, and you kept wanting to fight. You know, it was just I want some of that.
I was going to say, what great spirit that you have.
Man. Yeah.
And it's so cool, isn't it, Vera? That's how we do it. We put this mark on our body to remember it now.
Yeah.
You know, it's really cool. I am so glad that we have you.
Well,
because we don't always remember
Yeah.
what this is about. All we see is a birthmark.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's super cool that this knowledge and this philosophy is out at this time, at the end of our lives, because this planet is going to last, you know, that much longer. I mean, not super soon, but this is where we're finishing up it all. And to have that knowledge in life that you're helping us to know.
But we have to thank Sylvia, because she's the one that first brought it up.
Yes, our pioneer.
Give credit where credit is due.
Exactly. That's where the pioneers, you know, and then after us, there'll be
and
another.
You guys.
Exactly, exactly. It's super cool. Okay.
And the next one is...
Oh, and we should tell Namaste Guru that we're going to add their birthmark to an upcoming video. Yes. Because we have a list. So we have a list, list.
And then just keep checking the playlist, birthmarks. And then we will put you on the list, and then just keep checking for your name in the description, because that's where Chrissy puts it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Rose.
Okay. Next on the list, Vera, is me?
Me, Linda Tolson.
Okay, you guys are ready? All right.
I'm ready.
I have a heart-shaped birthmark on my nipple. Honestly, I always found that interesting.
It is interesting, and it's really awesome too, because you were a wet nurse to a sultan. A sultan what's a sultan?
A sultan? Well, in the Far East, like the Arabian, Knights of
Yes,
Arabia.
because that was what
sultan.
I'm getting. Yeah, sultan. Why did I put sultan if I didn't know what that was?
I have a question. Was she the wet nurse for the sultan when he was a baby, or was she a wet nurse for his children?
For his children.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a wet nurse too, but not her.
Not her.
Yeah. So but I know. Well, I don't know, but it was. How do you say it? It was an honor. It was somebody was picked carefully who was going to be the wet nurse for the sultan's children, because it was very important. For some reason it was like, because the mother died at birth, so the first baby didn't have anybody to feed it, so that's where she was picked. She was picked to do it because it was something about the milk and the life-giving, the nurturing, that kind of stuff is what you wanted to remember, and how you help sustain life is what that memory is, and how much you loved it. And also the child that she was the wet nurse for, the oldest one, because she was a wet nurse to other babies from the sultan, but not by that mother, because she died, right?
Yeah.
But even, I guess, mothers there didn't want to breastfeed. I don't know, but she breastfed all of his kids, unless that's what he wanted. I'm not sure, but
she was so
the other
loving.
mother lived, but she still was the wet nurse to all of his kids.
Wow.
And then the child that she was the wet nurse to took over from his father, right? But they had such a great relationship with that firstborn, that whenever he was giving decisions, because he wanted her to be with him forever, he took care of her, all that stuff. And so she would tell him when she thought he was doing things wrong for the country or for the area they were in.
And he'd actually listen to her.
And he would listen. Didn't say, I don't mean that he would actually do it, but he would take into account what she had to say.
It's neat.
Yeah.
Because it's like he didn't have
They
his
had
mom,
that connection.
but he had her for that mother figure, and he really bonded with her.
Yeah. So that's the reminder about the closeness that you had with children and that kind of thing.
I just have to say, I think that it's really sweet that she put it right on her nipple, and that's where she had given life. She was the nurturing, like you already said, and the life-giving.
Yeah.
That is just so neat.
Because there's something about, in that culture, something about how spiritual, and something about the breast milk was honored. It was something that was something to behold, that was precious. Yeah. I don't know if it's kind of like that in this country, but I think we're getting there. We're going back to it, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
Instead of, you hear
bottled milk and all that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
All right.
That is super cool. All right, Vera. Was that all the birthmarks that we wanted
for
to
today?
do? Okay, and now we have another question.
Yeah.
All right, you
The
ready?
burning question.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Sonal Sharma is asking, are you ladies planning on doing a show about the coronavirus? Is humanity going to die? Do you see a vaccine coming soon? People are panicking.
Yes, people are panicking. And as we shouldn't panic, but we have to be very careful about what we're doing. Because really, all this that we're getting, quarantine and all that good stuff, should have been done right when China said something.
Right.
But I'm not going to go into that. But,
right.
So actually, it's in Sylvia's book about this virus.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and it's so interesting too, because
We got to tell them which book it is.
Oh.
It's End of Days. Oh, don't panic though. Okay.
Yeah, no, humanity's not going to die. But Angus has told us, and I think we shared it before, that it's uncomfortable to say, but this is Mother Nature's way of getting the population down.
Yeah,
I mean,
we didn't share it yet.
Oh, we didn't?
No, we hadn't shared it yet. We did talk a little bit about the coronavirus last week, but in a recent session,
I know,
that's what he was saying is...
But we do have to be careful because it's going to spread if we don't stop now,
Yeah.
So...
And he was saying, there is reason to be, alarmed.
Right, but not panic.
But not panic,
Yeah.
exactly. Because the people that are pretty much dying from it are
elderly,
much older.
Mm-hmm. And then they have a condition or they've smoked. They said it's like a lung condition.
Right.
And so those are the ones that are dying, but you still don't want to be infected and then get other people sick.
That's
like
the
that
thing.
Basketball player.
Right, I know.
Oh my good. You guys see that? He just made
and he apologized,
well, of course, because now he has it.
I know, exactly.
And he was over there touching everything.
He was touching all the microphones after. Yeah, I know.
See, that stupidity, and I know he feels bad. I mean, I would too. And he was probably trying to make light of it because it's scary. And sometimes people laugh when they're scared. But look what happened.
I know.
And he's young, so he's not going to be...
He's not going to be wiped out from
it, exactly. Right. But still, you're a carrier.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful of other people. You're not the only one in the universe.
Yeah.
So
like Vera was just saying, it's Mother Nature's way of decreasing the population. But kind of like what we talked about last week.
Like the plague and all those other pandemics that happen, or epidemics kind of thing.
Right.
But Sylvia said, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, all I was going to say was that we, as a group, volunteered to go that way for the people that are going that way.
Right.
And you go first.
Well, no, I just was going to read what Sylvia had said, and she put in around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread through the globe, attacking the lungs and bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself will be the fact that it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it arrived, attack again in 10 years, and then disappear completely. So that we still have to see if that's going to be the case. But some people, I can't believe some people. There was somebody on Rants and Raves, Tracy Rants and Raves, and somebody showed Sylvia's prediction and saying how right on it was and everything, and then somebody wrote lucky guess.
Wow, that's crazy! Come on,
exactly.
Really? Because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I think she did this in 2008, if I'm not. And somebody said, well, it was right around when the SARS was happening, so then they knew that there was going to be another. She knew
that's ridiculous. I know it. That's the thing, though. When you have people that, no matter what is in front of them, if they don't believe it, if they're going to refuse to see it, even if it's sitting right there.
Exactly.
You say
somebody else said
it's like a burning bush from God. Yeah. But they'll be like, no, it's just a cigarette butt lit on fire.
Somebody else said that it was a Dean Koontz book. It wasn't Sylvia that said it.
Well, it's right here.
Yeah, I know. But
so.
In other words, she copied it from him. So I don't know who wrote the book first, Dean Koontz or her.
Oh, okay, well.
But he wrote a story about a virus in his book, but it wasn't, predicting anything. He was just telling a story because...
I see.
But it's a futuristic thing. So, of course, we're going to have viruses and...
Right.
So that's why they're kind of saying, like, she's just guessing.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I just wanted to add is that we have everything that we know scientifically.
Don't touch your face.
What to do, right.
Wash your hands.
But, one more thing that we could do to bring our other senses into it is a spiritual technique that we use for protection. Mm-hmm. It's an archetype. What an archetype is it's like a being almost of energy that can be whatever you need it to be, like say a mask. You visualize it in your mind. Of course, you can wear an actual mask if you want to, but this is an added protection of you picture it almost like a light, a mask of light that's around you, and no germs can get in. Right. So that's, those spiritual type of techniques you can also do on top of what you're already doing.
And then meditate anyway, because it's so good for you, and you don't have to have that anxiety, of going out and doing all that stuff. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't you find it interesting, Vera, that with everything that's happening, that this is something that all of us, all the countries are going through. So it's like it's an opportunity to unite.
Yeah.
No matter, I mean, look, China, you know, everybody
Yeah.
is going through the same thing.
Exactly.
So it's another opportunity for us to come together.
Right. So, you know, just what we're saying is just do your due diligence. Don't panic. Just, you know, because I know they're closing schools. Schools are going to be closing for 2 weeks. So to see if there's going to be what do you call
A
it?
cure or like a vaccine.
A vaccine for it, you know, that kind of thing. So let's hope that everything that Sylvia put on hers happens, you know. So yeah, because it's like the elderly people are the ones that are getting it.
Yeah, right.
And especially if you have, you know, issues already. So yeah, just.
Attack K is asking if you're seeing
I'm not
anything
that.
turning around. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
My mom from a past life, Roxanne was saying.
Aww.
That's right. You did a birthmark.
Yeah.
All right. Was there anything else, Vera, that we wanted to tell our friends? Oh, next week. Vera, you're going to the wedding next week? We're not going to have a
I don't know. I'm supposed to go to a wedding next week, and I don't know. There's a lot of people coming from England, and they just put a ban.
Oh.
So they're not going to be able to come. So I don't know, and it's very important because those people are immediate family.
Right.
So I don't know if they're going to even have a wedding.
Okay.
So we'll find out. But if they are, I'm going.
So we won't be live next week, but we'll have a video being put out on Saturday for you.
Yeah.
So everyone, make sure you protect yourself.
I shouldn't go. I know, but I feel so bad. Yeah.
Try and eat.
And that's another one too. Eating healthy, that helps. Plenty of sleep, exercise, do all that good stuff.
Do you want to tell them about last night when you had a visitor?
Oh yeah.
She's trying to sleep.
Because I've been coughing because this allergy, that drip. And then I'm finally falling asleep and I hear, Vera. And I'm going, Chrissy, go away.
Because I was having a sleepover because, you know, we're going to do the show today.
Yeah. So I thought
I sleep in here in the office.
Yeah. So I thought she had come in and she needed something. And I already had told her before. And she said, well, what if I ever wake you up? And I go, well, then I'll just tell you to go back to sleep. But it wasn't her, so I don't know. And they did it like 3 times.
What do you think it was, Vera?
I get a female energy, but I don't know who it is. Because remember that other time that you weren't in the office and I thought you were?
Yeah.
And you were peeking. I thought you were peeking.
But it was somebody else.
Somebody else was peeking around the corner. And then they did something else. I can't remember what it is.
Maybe a visitor at night.
Yeah, so.
Aside from your normal visitors that are pictured behind us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And everyone, please, protect yourself all week.
That's what I thought too, but I didn't want to say it. Sylvia.
Well, maybe it was her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like, Vera. You know how she had that raspy voice?
That's her, all right.
Yeah.
See?
Thank you, Nana Rose. You're awesome. You guys are all awesome. Your questions
are
amazing. Yeah.
We love you all.
So, just go with the flow. Well, don't go with the flow. Do your due diligence. Keep yourself healthy, and it will be contained.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds
good.
There we
go.
Have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Stay
enlightened. I kept trying to